Hey, what's good? It's Alex with Gorilla Radio Health and Gorilla Yoga. I'm here today once again with Batya Shemesh, Bible teacher, author of two books, God Meets the World and also Who is God. She's also a healer and herbalist. And today we're here to talk about the connection between the Sabbath and the creation of the world. So could you talk about the connection between the Sabbath and the creation of the world, our current world?
Yes, thank you. Um, this book, God Meets the World, talks about the Ten Commandments. And the fourth commandment is that we have to keep the Shabbat. Sabbath means Shabbat in Hebrew, to keep it holy. Actually, Shabbat means to rest. And why do we have to keep Shabbat? There's two reasons. One is because God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh. And because God took us out of Egypt. And we were slaves in Egypt, and God doesn't want us to be slaves anymore. So we have to rest on Shabbat because a slave means you're working, I'm working, I'm working, I'm working. No rest, no vacation, nothing. So Hashem says, God says, you must have a day of rest. You're not slaves anymore. I don't want you to be slaves. I don't like it. I want you to rest. I want you to enjoy yourself. I'm your father.
Beautiful. So, all right, let's get right into it. What is your opinion then on creationism?
So this field in science of creationism is it's not exact. What happened with that is that people who go into creationism are devout Christians, and they believe that the earth, the world that we're living now, the entire earth, was created in 6 days. It's very difficult to say that because aside of the fact of evolution of millions of years that they can say, oh, it's not exact. But we have other dates that are exact, like uh, um, all kinds of civilizations that are 20,000 years old, 40,000 years old, artwork 50,000 years old. Um, so you can say, okay, so they can say, okay, the world was created in 6 days, and then they had all this artwork, and it continued, and it's thousands of years old. Creationism doesn't say that. They're believing in a young world, 6,000-year-old world. Orthodox Jews also believe that, but they're not 100% sure. It's not so fundamentalistic by the Orthodox Jews because they're very scientific.
Yeah.
They don't know. So a lot of Orthodox Jews say the 7 days could be millions of years. We don't know how long 7 days are. But I asked a question of Hashem, and I got an amazing answer. It makes everybody happy.
Yeah, I'm already happy. Wow.
Makes everybody happy.
But are there any alternative scientific theories to creationism?
Yeah, so the creationism is not the only one who believes that God created the world. There's also the theory of intelligent design. Intelligent design is much more scientific. It's based on archaeology. It's based on real scientific facts. It's real heavy arguments. And it's based on Darwin. Because Darwin said, if you do not find the links between these fossils that I found, then my whole entire theory falls. Because what they're saying is that evolution is that we're slowly evolving. So tell me, where is the connection between a mammoth and an elephant? So a mammoth turns into an elephant. Okay, so where's the middle ways? It can't be just one middle elephant. It had to be thousands of middle elephants to get to
a gradual progression
to an elephant, from a mammoth to an elephant. Yes,
okay.
That's what they're saying. It's evolution. It's a gradual. If it's a gradual, so where is it? And even stronger than that, they have this Cambrian explosion where they discovered a whole entire world of different kind of animals, amphibians, and fish that came out of nowhere, just all of a sudden, suddenly.
Wow.
Like the generation before that, there's nothing, and all of a sudden there's thousands and thousands of different animals, totally different.
Like they just appeared.
They just appeared. And the Cambrian explosion also was found by Darwin. And he said, this is a question, if you don't find the link between before, how did the Cambrian inflation came, the whole thing falls.
Wow.
If you want to know about this, it's an unbelievable video called Intelligent Design by Illustra Media. It's 3 videos. It's so strong that even atheists gets convinced. The people who did the scientific were atheists. What happens was they were out. These scientists decided we are going to go out to prove that Darwin is right. Let's start doing the research, and they found out that he wasn't right. And they changed from being atheists to believing in this theory of intelligence.
From their own research.
Yeah, from their own research.
Wow.
So it doesn't have to do with the Bible. They're not basing on the Bible. They're not talking about 6 days. The creationism is saying, first I believe in the Bible, then find out why do I believe in the Bible. There's something interesting about creationism. The creationism says that there was a world flood. That Noah, the flood of Noah, is the entire earth was flooded. The entire earth was flooded, and that's why things look old. They look ancient because it was hot water and it was cold water and it destroyed everything. But it can't be possible, because if there was an entire earth flood, then Noah would not have survived it. If there was an entire earth flood, the kangaroos and panda bears would not have survived. I don't see any kangaroos on Noah's Ark. I don't think so. You're not going to hop all the way from Australia because Noah made an ark. And no polar bears. It's not possible. We can't look at the Bible as a fundamentalist and say, it doesn't matter if it's not possible, we have to believe anyway. That's not how it goes. We want to know for real. We're very...
True. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot. We just said.
Yeah, we want to know for real, yes. We're not, the blind faith. No. If you're going to blind faith, you're going into this hypnotism type of thing. And your children won't be religious after that. They said, this doesn't make sense. Throw it out.
Wow.
So, really, again, we're having trouble with the translation of the Bible. The word in the Bible that says that the entire earth was destroyed is called Yikum. Yikum in modern Hebrew means universe. The person who recapped the Hebrew language decided to use that word and make it into a modern word meaning universe. But it didn't mean universe then. This is the beginning of the Bible. We don't know what it meant. We looked all over the Bible. Where does that word come out again? There's only one other place. In that place, there was an earthquake of Korach, and it's a whole story. And it says that he, his children, and all of his belongings were swallowed up by the earth. That's the only other place that this word comes out. And the NIV translate the word Yikum as all of his belongings. So really the Yikum that is in Noah is also all of their belongings. In other words, the people died, their children died, their animals died, and all of their belongings were destroyed in the flood. Nothing to do with the universe. It's not... But what are you going to do with the scientific facts that creation found that there was a flood? There was a flood, but it wasn't when people were alive. It's before the world was created, before Adam was created, because God was destroying worlds. And that's what we learned from intelligent design. That God was destroying worlds and then popping up a new world. So he kept on trying.
Almost like experimenting,
yes,
in a sense?
God is experimenting. Cool. Yes, God himself is developing because we learn, God learns. We're created in God's image. And that's why it's very interesting, the book Who is God.
Wow. I think that really resonated good too. That was good.
It's really, really good. So you should sometimes have a little bit of consideration for God. He's trying to make us a better world, and he's trying to improve us and improve the world. So when he created this world, it means he created a world of a man who can speak. That's Adam in the story of creation of the world, the speaking man. There's 2 stories in the Genesis. There's 2 Bible stories. One's on the first chapter in Genesis. It says that God created a man and a woman, a male and a female. He created. And then the second chapter, all of a sudden it says man is by himself. There's nobody to work the soil. There's no rain. So God creates a man from the dust of the earth and breathes in him a soul, a neshama. So there's 2 clear-cut stories. These stories are clear. The first story is the creation of human beings all over the world. nothing to do with Adam. They could not talk. These are the whoever was created, different places, different worlds. If it's the American Indians, if it's the Aborigines, if it's the Eskimos, different people were created all different places of the world because the genetics, is extremely strong. So we have this genetic DNA, and the DNA cannot mutate. I can't have children that are Chinese. It's not going to happen. No matter how much rice I eat, it's just not going to happen. And if I go to China, unless I marry a Chinese, we will not have Chinese children. It's not going to happen. The genes are so powerful. You can't say no. Don't believe in that. Believe that. That's what also creationism says. Adam had all the genes all together. That's not possible. We only have two. We only have 26 chromosomes. You can't have all the genes. It's limited. There's no mutation. The world did not change. There's a mutation. If something can mutate, it pops back. There's no how do you call it? There's no permanent mutation.
Okay.
It pops back. Like people used to be shorter. People used to be taller. It changed, but not total mutation. Like you're not gonna all of a sudden have a man with three eyes. It's not gonna happen.
I got you.
Yeah, and also it's evolution saying, why did it stop now? Evolution. Why is it continuing to mutate? Okay, so fine. You say evolution was for millions of years, and then since whatever, a couple 100,000 years ago, that's it. Man stayed the same. No more eyes, no more noses, no more mouth.
Yeah.
It's still standing. So how does evolution know when to stop evolving? It doesn't know. It's there is no stopping evolving. There is no starting to evolve. We evolve, yeah. We evolve. We get smarter. We get more crafted, more talented. We're learning. Our brain is getting better. We're learning how to do computers. We are evolving. Not saying we're not evolving, but that's part of the DNA. God put us in a DNA that has what they call phenotype and genotype. Something that you're born with. You're born with two eyes. Doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change. And there's also phenotype, means according to what you eat, according to how much you learn, according to your behavior, where you live, it's going to change a little bit. Like some people get distorted, also their growth gets distorted because of malnutrition, and that can go to the next generation. But then it's part of the DNA. It's not a change in the DNA. It's in that DNA. In that DNA, there's a program that says if you will only eat bread and vodka, like the Russians, your face is gonna start getting square.
What a diet, yeah.
That's what they really bad. They had potatoes, they had vodka, they had a really hard time. The Russians and the communism.
True, it wasn't. Yeah,
really hard time. So they have this new Russian look, and if you look at their ancestors, they don't look the same. They look more just regular, regular faces. Like there's a Jewish face we see because we have films from before that, and we see the Russians that are coming in now from the Soviet Union. They're distorted because their nutrition was totally distorted. Very, very bad. They're living on frankfurters, salami, potatoes, pickles. There's no kitchen, no fruit, no vegetables. I have friends who's in Russia, so once a week they have a salad. For Shabbat, it's like a really big deal, very expensive. Okay,
So,
sorry, I'm getting off track.
No, I love it. So, what is your opinion on evolution then? I know we already been talking about it, but is it valid or is it invalid, evolution?
No, it's not even valid at all.
Wow.
There's nothing. There's no evolving, not on the level of mutating. If we found things that change, it's because God created them that way. He created them that way. It could be that it evolved in a bigger fish, a smaller fish, but it can't be a fish turned into a lizard. See, so that's what I'm saying. It's genotype and phenotype. You're changing. There is changes. These changes are very, very minor within the genetic plans, and they just stay there. It's very, very subtle changes, so we can always change and improve ourselves. We can live longer. We can feel younger. And the intelligence does not have proof of it. They have proof of fossils. We have proof that trees were trees. They didn't change. They didn't evolve. Even though they have pictures in some pictures in books, like children's books, They have pictures of trees, but the scientists say that they never found those. They just made a make-believe picture of trees evolving, but really there's nothing. They can't find anything. And even sometimes they found apes or how do you call it, primates. These are primates. Yes, I believe it. They were created different worlds. But God created primates, and then He wasn't happy with them. He destroyed them into another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds. So the fossils are there, and there's dinosaurs. He didn't like that. So in this world, it says in the Bible, and God saw it was good. This world that He created now, He created in 6 days. The creation of a man the way you and me look like, a man and a
On that note, the Bible does say the world was created in 6 days, and then the rest took place on the seventh. Do you believe this to be true, that the world was created in 6 days?
So the
Is that valid?
earth is a very long, long thing because it could take millions of years until God decided that this isn't good, changed, it did another one. But this earth, the way we are now, there was 6 days of creating it. Those are the 6 days of creation to create a man that would have the ability to speak, to converse.
Okay, on that note, we really need to emphasize this point because it really is pretty profound. So what you're saying is, we already touched upon it before. The Earth has been going through experiments on and on. Hashem has been experimenting, creating all these different worlds. But the world that we're talking about now, that's in the Bible, the creation story, the 6 days, was the world where a man can speak, a person can speak. That's the world we're talking about that was created in 6 days, correct?
And either primates that we see, they couldn't even speak, just like a monkey. They could say ah ah ah. They could dance, maybe sing a little bit, but they can't actually articulate. And the higher thinking that a man can do, that was planned. And God planned it in these 6 days of creation. That I'm going to do something else. I'm going to help man. I'm going to help him, give him a gift. I see he's not going to be able to do this by himself.
Yeah.
He's not going to manage, even if it wait millions of years. It can't be. That's why we created the image of God, that we can think. We could think like a God. If you compare us to animals, the animals think we're like gods. We're so smart. We could do everything.
Unbelievable. I like that. Okay, but my question with that is, I know in your book, Who is God? In the creation story, it says that the sun and the moon were created on the fourth day, correct? And then the plants were created on the third day. So how is that possible if the plants need the sun for photosynthesis?
Well, since there were worlds before this world, the sun was there. When God destroyed worlds, He didn't destroy Earth. He didn't destroy the sun and the moon and the stars. He didn't destroy all those things. What happened on the fourth day, and it's also again the translation, the particular words that the Bible uses, is that He took out the sun from into the sky. He put the sun in the sky. He put the moon in the sky. It wasn't someplace else. It's there. It's there. It's the same place where it was for millions of years. What happened is He cleared the sky. When the dinosaurs lived, they didn't see the sun and the stars. There was no reason to. Nobody, no of the planets that are on this solar system that we see can see the sun and the moon and the stars while they're on the planet, because there's too much debris in the air. There's all kinds of debris, and it's blocking the view. We have a beautiful view of a beautiful sky. That was something that God made special for this world, and it says in the Bible why? Because He wants you to make a calendar. He wants you to have vacation. He wants you to make dates. You should have days, you should have weeks, you should have months, and you should have holidays. So He's saying, if I'm going to create an intelligent man, I want him to also have a holiday. I want him to have Shabbat. I want him to have different holidays. I don't want him to be a slave. He's going to be smart. He's going to prepare his life, his day. Once you have the day, you could also have hours, because you see the sun. You see when the sun sets and the sun rises.
That is perfect.
If you think of it, I was once in a mental hospital. You go to the mental hospital, there was no holidays, there's no weeks, there's no Shabbat, there's nothing. It feels like the time is stagnant. It is so depressing. I can't explain to you on what level of depressing this feels like. And just there a couple of hours. Imagine people who live there.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like everything is the same. Time is the same. There's no holidays, there's no weeks, there's no nothing. We have to appreciate that we even have a calendar, that we even have a clock. And the only way we have a clock is we have a sun. The only way we have a sun is because we can see the sun. We could still have photosynthesis if we don't see the sun, because it was peeking through the debris that's in the sky. But it's not, we can't see it rising and setting.
Okay, kind of on a similar note to that. So the sun was created millions of years ago, but the Bible opens with "Let there be light." Is he talking about the clearing? Is that what he's talking about there?
No, the clearing of the debris is on the fourth day. Let there be light is the light of spirituality.
Wow. No
Yes.
way.
Because that without light, this world is just, empty. That sixth chakra, what you said, is light. The sixth chakra, the understanding, the feeling of the energy that's on earth. It connects. Light is not really physical and it's not really spiritual. Because light, the speed of light changes. That's a theory of relativity that they were saying we can't ever catch the speed of light. It's Einstein theory of relativity, and he proved that light is actually something spiritual. So I would say that in order for God to manifest Himself here, that we could feel the godliness and feel the spirituality and believe in God, is by creating light. A light is like a ladder for Him to come down on.
Wow.
And when people have near-death experience, they see light. They see God as a light. It doesn't mean that God is only there, enveloped in light. It's just that's how He is covering Himself so somebody can know where He is. But really, He's every place. But He wants to present Himself personally to the person who died, so He envelops Himself with a light. Because God isn't light. Light is also physical, but it's something in between.
I like that a lot.
So that's why we open the Bible, let there be light. I don't want a simple world like before with dinosaurs with no spirituality and no time, no calendars, just blah. I want something special. I want light. And when people feel like they can have intuition, they're feeling that light. They're feeling the light of God, even if it's not prophecy, but they're feeling spirituality, really do feel. It really does exist, these energies.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing for God to create during this creation?
I'm going to make you laugh.
You already have. Let's get it.
About, I think 2 days ago, I got a message that the hardest thing for God to create is a woman.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
They are complicated. Yeah.
Because the first creation story, God creates male and female together. So there's a lot of male and females. But when the second creation story, and God is creating Adam and Eve, and he needs somebody to help him. It says, I'm going to make him a helper. So she has to be able to be smart enough to help him, strong enough to keep up with him, strong enough to take care of the family, and still be feminine enough not to control, because she's going to be more talented than him, and then he has to be under him. This is a little bit complicated.
Oh.
I think he's still busy creating women.
Yeah.
He's still busy.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But wow, that makes sense. I like that a lot. Thank you for answering all these questions. I definitely learned a lot, and hopefully the viewers got a lot out of this as well. So before we close, I just want to once again, can we bring out the books, show the books? Right now, Batya has 2 books out, Who is God and God Meets the World, and there's 2 more, that's going to make a total of 4 coming out. And you can find these on Amazon and also Ex Libris. I'm going to put the link to where you can find her books in the description below. So check the description. That's where you can find the link directly to Amazon and Ex Libris, where you can check out the books. So, Batya, I want to thank you again for your time. It's always very enlightening talking to you, and I have a good time as well.
I just want to say one thing, so someone should misunderstand. I said about that a woman has to be below a man. Not that the woman has to be below a man, but what happens is if she will take over, since she has a mind, the woman has a mind that can do all kinds of things at the same time. This is scientifically proven. She has more ability than a man to do things at the same time. If the woman takes over, you're not going to have peace in the home. There has to be a gentle um, something in between.
Like almost like a nurturing energy.
Nurturing energy, harmony.
Harmony, I like that.
Right. So this is a complicated thing. It says that our sages say that it's harder to make a couple than it was to split the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And we can conclude with that because we have a lot of work to do to make couples be happy together with each other.
Absolutely. Wow. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Alex with Gorilla Radio Health and Gorilla Yoga here with Batya Shemesh, author of 2 books, 2 more coming out. Check them out and have a great day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.